can you advise people to underwrite vacancy time for, someone's buying a 3 or 6 flat with the ground floor retail and it's vacant now, or it's coming up vacant?
Yeah.
Like, give us feedback on your thoughts on that.
Yeah. So what we typically do, obviously, again, very street location specific, but in most cases, we're going to underwrite about 12 months of vacancy, right? And the reason why I say 12 months is, let's say you have the best location on the block and you have 5 people vying for it, right? So you're going to pick someone in the next 2 to 3 weeks. It's still going to take 30 to 60 days to get a lease done. I mean, unlike a contract or anything like that, which is why I got out of leasing, because there's no timetable, right? It's just a matter of trading paper and attorneys, et cetera, and legal language. So you're already 2 to 3 months in by the moment you even get an executed lease. And then there's usually some downtime, abatement period, as we call it, where you give them free rent to get in the space and start building it out. And then, to Tom's point, if you have to do build out, you need, as a landlord, may need to spend 2, 3, 4 months to actually get the infrastructure in place for the tenants. So at that point in time, no one's paying rent for a minimum 6 months just by adding those months together I already threw across. And then if you give free rent as an incentive on top of it, sometimes you're pushing 9 and 12 months. So it can go between 6 and 12 is a fair range to use. If you're in a lower demand location, I would use 12 months in most cases.
If you're looking at some of the main corridors in Chicago, whether it be Milwaukee, Elston, Clark, like what type of, leases are these? It might be mom and pop businesses, but what type term, like how long, I guess, are you seeing? And has that changed over the last 10 years at all due to demand, supply and demand, or one way or the other?
It hasn't changed. The higher credit tenants are going to go for 10 years most of the time. We've seen a lot of 5 years versus with options more recently than not, only because people don't like to lock in that long-term as what they call long-term liability. If they want to move or they go out of business or they get acquired by someone else, I'm talking larger scale tenants, then they're on the hook, right, for that space for a long period of time. So 5 years is more common these days. The local mom and pops in the smaller, less traffic neighborhoods, I've seen, as is, take the space as is. It's just you clean it up, you do the work, you put in whatever you want to put in, take it for a year, go year to year, right? I've seen as little as that. Obviously, the moment a landlord needs to spend any money on the space, you want at least 3 years, in my opinion, to recuperate some of that investment back that you make. Obviously, if that cost goes up higher, you want more years. So sometimes it's correlated based on what you got to put into the space.
I was talking to somebody the other day. They got a 3-year deal on a place over on Lincoln Avenue, but they're giving 6 months free rent. So they only technically signed a 2.5 years. So yeah. I guess advice might be that, if you want a 3-year lease, put the free rent on top of it. So maybe do a 42-month lease where they're actually paying for 36 months. So
correct. You do a 3.5-year lease instead. Like that's what you do. You get however, the main question is how long was it vacant before that? Right. Yeah. So, you
don't get greedy. You definitely don't get greedy. If
you're sitting there with a vacant space for 3 years, you'll take almost whatever you can get. Right. And you just say, okay, fine, take it. Let's go. I need to get something going here.
Those things get figured out often. You'll probably laugh at this, is based on the listing agent or the tenant agent wanting to make sure that they capture a little additional income, because the commission is usually based on the gross revenue.
It's percentage of gross.